Hello YouTube, what is up? It is me, Camilla Aaron, and I am going to be going over um, the early stage pros and cons of HRT for male to female trans people. So for the average trans person, we have, pros and cons for everything. One of the biggest, I think I would consider the foundation and building blocks for any transition is going to be the endocrine system. So when you see an endocrinologist, they're going to prescribe you cross-sex hormone therapy, or HRT, hormone replacement therapy. I prefer calling it cross-sex hormone therapy because I am taking female HRT. I am taking a testosterone blocker as well, but it's female HRT. I was born a male, so cross-sex hormone. So yeah, that's technically what it's called. I'm going to talk about pros and cons and some of the things you can expect in your first 12 months of HRT. I'm going to share. I had to write things down on these post-it notes because it has been going on 11 years since I took my first estradiol pill, and I kind of summed up with just like 5 main bullet points, 5 pros, 5 cons, and what I thought about them. And so I'm just going to get into it. So HRT pros and cons. Bullet point 1. What do you expect to see in the first 1 to 6 months on HRT, and how can you max out the benefit of your HRT? So I would say the first 2 things are going to be of the most importance, but they're all very important on the pros list. 1 to 6 months, you're going to see skin changes. It's going to be subtle, and you may notice skin changes within 4 to 12 weeks, where your skin is going to become softer. Your skin bruises easier. Your skin is going to change, and you have to maintain it. Now, I could jump into a con right now with the skin, but I'm going to save that for later. So your skin is going to become softer. Your skin is going to become more delicate. Your skin is going to become a bit thinner. So with that being said, skincare is of utmost importance, and using the correct facial moisturizers. I use some anti-aging serums. I use an Estee Lauder eye cream, and I think it's great. It's a way to enhance or max out your transition, especially your first year. You're going to probably want to overcompensate for lost time, I don't know, let's just say you're 20. You've spent, conscientious, let's say you knew you were trans at 10, or you felt like you were a woman at 10 years old. Well, you have 10 years you want to make up for. It's very easy to get lost and trying to make up for lost time. Don't do that. You'll max your transition out in a lot of ways by just being patient and keeping up with your labs, your appointments, and taking your hormones consistently. Skin changes are amazing because you look softer when you have testosterone as your primary hormone. Your skin is a lot different. Your skin is that of a man, and it's really beneficial to take your HRT at the same time every day, or your T blocker. And if you're doing injections, do it the same day each week. However your doctor prescribes, obviously, you to do it. I'm just sharing what I have done and just being consistent, I guess, by how the doctor prescribed your HRT. So just stay on it and do it, same time, just stick to your routine. 1 to 12 months, breast buds. So this is another pro for trans women. There are medications you can take if you don't want to develop breasts right away, if you want to microdose your estrogen. But if you want to make up for that lost time, I'm sure you want breasts. And if you're watching my video, I assume you probably do want breasts. So that's a huge benefit. One of the downsides is you never know how large your breasts will grow. And if you have any issues with your body, like you have dysphoria or dysmorphia of your body or weight, breasts can make you feel heavier because the breasts can weigh up to 3 pounds on your chest or more. So breasts are going to add weight, upper body weight. So you want to make sure that your muscles are atrophying properly. And muscle atrophy is not a good thing. It's not exactly healthy. But on your testosterone blockers, you are going to lose lots of muscle mass. And having estrogen as your primary hormone, you're not going to build as much muscle mass. So even if you're skinny and you're on HRT and you're hitting the gym 5 days a week, you're not going to continue to gain muscle mass if you are on HRT. I would say the first 6 to 12 months of HRT for MTF, don't work out your upper body. Let your levels get to that of a natural cis woman's. You want natural, like high estrogen, low testosterone. And your breasts are going to grow. One of the downsides for me, I'm not going to show it because it's something very insecure, that I'm wearing very loose clothes. I'm very sensitive about my chest. My breasts grew very big for a trans woman. A 38C or a 36D cup. And I have dealt with body dysmorphia and weight issues since I was about 12. So I've dealt with anorexia most of my life, and having bigger chest makes me feel fat. And I'm not saying that's a downside. I'm sure most of you male to female viewers want breasts, and probably the bigger the better for most people. But if you develop very large chests, just know that it can make you look top heavy. So you don't want to build your muscles in your arms or shoulders. You want to let you take your time with working out. Sometimes taking some time away from the gym your first year of transition is not bad if you're maintaining a proper diet and getting good sleep. Of course, exercise is healthy. Do as much cardio as you want, but try to stay away from that. I know I just stated you're not going to build muscle mass on hormones not nearly as fast as if your primary hormone is testosterone. But you have to remember all of this is synthetic, and you're doing all of this through medication. It's not naturally occurring in your body, and results will vary. Another benefit is slower facial hair growth and slower body hair growth. If you have darker pigmented hair, like brown or black on your facial hair, you're going to want to get laser hair removal or electrolysis as soon as you can afford it. Because if you have I haven't shaved my face in forever. I don't grow facial hair, and I don't have any shadowing. And what little I have, maybe 20 facial hairs, like all over my neck and face. Maybe I have like 20 hairs. Shaving, upkeeping that, but they grow so slow. And on HRT, male to female HRT, your facial hair is going to grow slower, and your body hair is going to grow slower. So when you shave your legs, your first 1 to 6 months, that leg hair, you may have to shave once every single day. That can irritate your skin, so be careful with how much you shave. The longer and more patient you are on your HRT, the slower that hair is going to grow. And the biggest, besides breast growth, is fat redistribution. And this is going to allow your body to flare out more. So I have an AMAB skeleton, so I don't have big hips, but at this point, I wear my dresses higher. So I pull my skirt above my belly button because my hip line is different than a cis woman. But if you could see on my thighs, for instance, that I carry fat redistribution, so I carry a lot of weight in my thighs. Another place women carry weight we don't like is our underarms. And I was actually a lot heavier and lost 50 pounds over 2 years. And with that being said, I still have this, and I do need to exercise to burn this fat. It's one of the cons is you're gonna hold some weight in places you don't like. But overall, you're gonna hold weight in places that you do like. I'm just gonna briefly mention some of the downsides. Acne. So any hormone change can cause acne, and it's really important to keep up your skincare routines because you will get acne. You are going to have mood swings. So if you're a sensitive person and then you start HRT, you're going to be even more sensitive. If you're not sensitive at all and you start HRT, really quickly you're going to become a lot more sensitive. You'll be listening to a song and attribute that to a memory, and you're going to cry over some of the stupidest things. And you have to learn to deal with that and work around that so that you're not crying at work or you're not crying at school over little things, because it takes years to learn to deal with a different hormone in your body. You're going to react differently. Crying is very easy. I cry almost daily. I try to, be careful where I'm crying or what makes me cry. Sometimes I have to hold tears back over such silly stuff. Cost in labs, so it's a con. It's expensive. My insurance covers my copays for my HRT prescriptions are cheap. My labs are cheap, but you do have to get that done routinely, and it can be inconvenient. But stick to taking it as you're prescribed, and if you're not seeing the desired effects, next time you see your endocrinologist or your gynecologist or whoever's providing you your hormone prescription, talk to them. Go over your labs and see where your levels are at. It's a slow process. It's kind of a con, but you've got to be patient. The more patient you are with your transition, the further you will get. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you feel obligated to make a certain amount of progress in a certain time frame, and that may not happen. And it may happen even better than you expected. As I stated, pardon me, everyone responds to HRT differently. So some people will develop breast buds and have pretty legs, bigger bottom, rounder cheeks. That's one thing I didn't mention, is your face is going to change dramatically. I hold I have a lot of facial fillers, Juvederm, but you're going to hold a lot of weight and your cheeks are going to round out. My nose profile became slimmer, so I'm not wearing any makeup except some eyeliner, not even mascara. So your face will change. That's one pro that I didn't mention. You may not even have to have facial feminization surgery to pass. You may get to a point on hormones where you don't even need FFS. You will maybe feel like you're trying to make up for lost time, and a year into your transition, you're trying to get facial feminization surgery. I strongly advise taking hormones a few years before you do FFS, because once your body has maxed out its results from HRT, you may still be a bit dissatisfied, or you may be, over the top happy about it. If you're still dissatisfied after 2 to 3 years of HRT and your insurance covers it, or if you have the money, it's definitely worth it. I've had a cheek augmentation and I have had one rhinoplasty. So I will be having a revision rhinoplasty. I'm going to change the bulb of my nose to something a little bit more subtle and soft, and I'm going to have a brow bone shave. So I am assigned male at birth, born a biological male, so I have brow bones that protrude. That's why I wear bangs. It's one surgery I just never have gotten around to doing, but I highly suggest taking your HRT and seeing where you get with that, seeing how the world treats you. If you get gendered properly by the public at work and at school, and everyone calls you, like for myself, like a male to female, being called she, her, ma'am. If you're getting called ma'am by every person you interact with that doesn't even know you, you're probably passing. And you may be more self-conscious, and the hormones can do that too. And you'll feel a lower self-esteem because your hormones may be a little out of whack and you can be more sensitive to it. But FFS is a great option for people that have features that hormones just can't affect. They don't make those changes. We don't see true skeletal changes minus pelvic tilt, which I've discussed in my previous videos. I lost over an inch in height by my 5-year mark on hormone replacement therapy. So I did lose over an inch actually. I went from like 5'9" to just under 5'8". So I've lost, over an inch in height. That's pelvic tilt. And science doesn't have a lot to back up pelvic tilt, but I have seen it in a lot of my friends to know that it is very real. If you have any questions or would like to recommend video topic suggestions, please comment that down below. Hit that subscribe button and the bell if you want to be notified of future videos that I create. I'm creating a safe learning space for transgender and non-transgender people alike to learn about HRT, to learn about our bodies. Pardon me, that's my dryer. So my clothes are done. I've got to go and take care of this laundry. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and I'll get back to you in the comments. So please drop a comment and let me know if you like this video. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.